All right, friends. Today, I want to walk through just some 4 simple things to consider as a hotel owner or part of a hotel management team when it comes to hotel investor apps or HIA and your hotel accounting. And so I am a hotel solutions owner and vice president of operations here, and we handle the monthly accounting services for hotels throughout the United States. And these are just some of the things that I feel like are very helpful on the operations side of things. And I wanted to pass that information and that knowledge on to you. The first thing is, HIA is referred to, or Hotel Investor App is referred to as an ERP. And the thing is, when I first heard that, I did not know what an ERP was. I was completely, honestly, I just Googled it, to tell you the truth on there, because I just didn't understand what does this software do, why is it important to the hotels, what is it here? But it stands for an enterprise resource planning. And so that's some big fancy words. Still, what does it do? Put in layman's terms, it helps hotels with the day-to-day operations of their business. And so that's really, really important because it's a software that's based on a platform, Acumatica, that's based on items such as your accounting in this case, and then on finance, and then on procurement, and then on construction, and then on specific projects. And so as you can see, this is based on a bigger platform, which is designed to help owners, management teams to get the most out of their softwares, but also get the most on their day-to-day operations. And so what you can do there then is use different pieces of this particular platform to best serve you and your hotels. And so the next thing that I think we really need to talk about here is, why should we use a hotel-specific accounting software in the first place? And I want you to think about your ledgers. And so what I mean by this is your advanced deposit ledger, your city ledger, or your accounts receivable ledger, and then that advanced deposit ledger. You see, those 3 ledgers, that's kind of different than other industries. If you had a bakery, you're not going to have guests and, well, you might have an AR, but you're not having advanced deposits and all the other areas and aspects that you would typically have here at the hotel. But not only that, think about our analytics. So by analytics, what are the formulas? What are the things that we look at on a daily basis to make sure our hotels are performing to budget, that they're on track, that we are going to be profitable and have a return on our investment? And those are things such as ADR, average daily rate, or RevPAR, or POR, poor occupied room, or RevPOR, any kind of things like that. Of what is it that we're currently doing and we're analyzing. And hotel-specific softwares do that. That's something that you're not going to get in a software such as QuickBooks or Xero or some of those others out there. So you really do need to be using a hotel-specific accounting software for your hotels. This way you could really, really get to see the numbers. And I'm not even starting to talk about the financial statements and how USALI is different than other industries as well. But let's just focus on the numbers that we're looking at on a daily basis on our sales and our operations team. The next thing, so point number 3 here is, what do I want as a fellow business owner, as a hotel manager? What are the things that are important to me? And so when I'm looking at different softwares and I'm looking at different areas and investments that I want to make to strengthen my team and strengthen my ability to perform the way I need to personally as well, is, to be honest, I need help. I need to make sure that there is somebody there that can help me. And so there are a couple of different ways I do this. The first thing I always want to do is I want to make sure that there's an expert in the field, in the software, in the area in which I'm going into. And so I feel like that's very, very important because, when it comes to experience, somebody might have 20 years of industry knowledge, but do they really understand? Have they gone through advancements? How can they actually solve the problems I'm trying to solve? And that's what an expert does. And so that's one first thing I want to do, is I want to make sure I have the help there. The next big thing is I want to make sure there are YouTube videos, or that there are Google videos, or I can just search in general to find the information that we need. And so because of that, that's why I'm making this short little video for everyone, is because I want to make sure that the knowledge is out there, whether or not it's with this particular software or another, or other services that you might need, to make sure that, hey, you have all the tools and resources that you need to make the right and the best decision for the operations of your hotel. And so one other thing I want to point out, especially in this software in particular, is this right here, this little search button. You can type in any type of invoice or process or item that you're looking at information for and pull up that information. So having a search button that's built in is really, really helpful. I can't tell you how easy it is for a general manager when they get a call from a vendor. Let's say it's Cisco, and there's, everyone gets a Cisco invoice at least twice a week. You can just pull it up and say, oh yeah, this is exactly what was entered, here it is in the system, and you're not having to go back and look at 2 to 3 different screens or search for it or try to drill down into the actual vendor to find that information. You can just type in the invoice number and pull that information up. And that's been really, really helpful for our hotel teams that they're on the ground. The next thing is I want to make sure that whatever I invest in, it's going to help my team save time. And the reason why time is so important is because labor and payroll are our #1 expenses. I mean, it's what it is. And so because of that, I want to make sure that what I'm doing is going to be very, very efficient for my team and for my clients, for my hotel clients, owners, and managers, and what they're trying to get out of the system, get out of their reporting, get out of their financials as well. And so a lot of people don't realize this, but when it comes to the daily report entry, and so what I'm talking about here is when your PMS, your property management software reports, and your point of sale reports, when that activity is fed into your accounting system automatically, that's amazing and that's great. But there are times when that doesn't happen, and you actually have to manually enter in that time. Did you realize that it takes a general manager, on average, 5 minutes to enter in one limited service hotel daily report? Just one. Think about that over an entire month. Think about all that time your general manager has spent just entering in a daily report to get the activity for that day. And the daily report is extremely important because it also provides details into your cash management, your cash positions. It's important to make sure that the activity from the bank and the system is being added up. So this is something that has to be kept up on a routine basis. And that's 5 minutes a day your general manager is spending hand entering if it can't be automatically mapped in for you. Now, what about if you have a full service hotel? What about if you have a hotel that has one PMS system and one point of sale system? If those can't talk to each other and then go to the system, you have to enter in 2 systems. Well, it typically takes a general manager without any issues 9 to 11 minutes to enter in one full service hotel and the manual entering of that portion for both pieces. And so that's a lot of time being spent, and their time is better spent elsewhere. Their time is better spent with their clients, with the guests, looking at reviewing rooms, checking in, making sure, even helping the sales team out with calls and things like that, and working on those vendor relationships, building up your team, planning out housekeeping and payroll, housekeeping and payroll for the next month or next week, with that. And so that's what you're paying these people for. You're paying them to get a return on your investment, to build out that bottom line. And so we need to think about these little things like this. If you can have a software where your general manager can just pull it up and view and type in what they need to find and find it at their fingertips, that's important to you. That's very important. If they can duplicate screens and be able to look at 2 things at once instead of having to log out and log back in and download softwares, that's important to you. So you need to keep reminding yourself about what the amount of time I'm spending here is. And with that, with the amount of time we're having, we also want to be able to grow and to scale appropriately. And so you want to be able to fast and timely see where you're at, see how your hotels are performing. Are you ready to acquire a new hotel? What would it take? Is it just a copy paste to where we can build up? You can copy from one hotel to another. Is it a rebuild of your entire chart of accounts? You need to make sure these things are efficient for you to be able to make the choices that you need to make to build that bottom line with that. And so when I'm looking at different hotels, and I'm looking at their ADRs and different hotel types and things of that nature, even if they're different properties. So let's say you've got a Courtyard and a full service boutique. Subconsciously, I am going to review their ADRs compared to each other. I am going to review their occupancy compared to each other. Even though they might be in completely separate markets, completely separate cities, completely separate demographics, I'm still going to want to compare. I'm still going to want to see what Hotel A it compares to Hotel B. And that's a system that you need to be able to view that type of detail on a at the drop of a hat, or even on a daily or a weekly basis, just to kind of see what's going on here. And that's what I have here on the screen, is just a quick daily flash report of showing how this portfolio of hotels are performing from one to the other. And it's just on a daily basis. And not only that, be able to see how are they performing to budget. And so that's kind of what these color-coded cards mean, is it's showing what is the budget and how is it compared to how is the ADR compared to it on there. Another area about that is I want to be able to easily identify what are areas, what are opportunities that I have in my hotel. And some of those things are actually, I'm going to flip the script here, but be on your expense side. And so what are my current period expenses overall? Can I view that? Can I kind of see where we might be spending a little too much at? Where might we be spending a little less at? You know, what is it that we need to do in review? And that's what makes this so important for you as a hotel owner and manager. I want to thank you so much for your time here with this. Again, my name is Buck. I'm a Vice President and owner here at Hotel Solutions, and this video is for you. It's just to share some knowledge, some insight in order to make sure that you are making the right financial decisions for your hotel and your hotel team's operational team as well. If you have any questions about this, feel free to shoot me go to our website and you can schedule a call or shoot me a message. It's www.hotelsolutions.info. Again, www.hotelsolutions.info. Please subscribe to our channel. If there's anything else I can do, just let me know. Thanks and have a great day.